Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Christo. This is the wonderful world of Songs of Six, and this is the city of Dundor, the Twin Mountains. We, in the last episode, built a new home for our elfish friends. They have moved up here to, what did I end up calling it? Elf Town, I think? I can tell by checking the, Elf Town. I can tell by checking the warehouse. They're not thrilled, still. Only 91% happiness. Very high loyalty, which is good. A lot of that is coming from titles, which is why it's higher than the happiness. It's good. Sorry, not from titles, from level. But I have realized, I was just looking real quick before I started recording, there are a couple of things that we are doing wrong. So they, for example, don't have upgraded loos, and we should probably put a restaurant up here. They also don't have a stage. So yeah, what I need to do, I mean, there's various things I need to do. As you know, as you have become accustomed to, I have a million and one things that I want to try and get done at all times in this game, which is one of the fun parts. First off, this isolation is unacceptable in this loo. It's only 70%, so I'm going to add walls here and here, which will enhance the isolation somewhat. Oh, I think I've made this double thick, haven't I? Yeah. Okay, I might copy that, put it here, remove it here, and then move it over. I feel like the fastest speed, don't get me wrong, it's still really fast. This is a waste of resources to do this, by the way, but that's not a big deal. The fastest speed is definitely slowing down in the game now. As we get to higher populations. Still perfectly adequately fast, don't get me wrong. But yeah, a little slower. So once this loo's built, we should upgrade it. And right, we didn't give them a stage. So I should probably rework things here somewhat. Because we do want to fit a medium. Oh, so I forgot. They're a huge... Wait, these are booths? What was that? I was just calling it booth here. Okay. I forgot that there were huge stages. Good to know. Well, yeah, we just want the smallest size stage. And I think I'll put it, yeah, next to the shrine. What are shrines? But the stages on which the gods move. I don't know what I'm talking about. We'll go stage here. Perfect. And then fill this in with some nice forest plaza. Good stuff. Speed it up. And yeah, they're getting some pretty good physician treatment. It is at 100% load. Might want to expand the size of that in time. But yeah, so the plan. Let me do it. We're going to first off, we're going to make the elves super happy. Then I might even try and bring in some more elves and keep them super happy. The idea being, I want to be able to have a slightly larger archer force. Number two, there was an important one, and I've already forgotten what it was. Nuts. Is it about education? At some point we need to set up university, because universities do help a lot of different things. What was it? Nuts. Okay, it'll come back to me. For now, we're just going to focus on the elves. By the way, you probably intuited this, but if I like cut and my face suddenly moves and the date is a tiny bit later, it's because I just paused the recording when I cough, in case you're curious. All right, so the lav needs upgrading. Let's just check. All the other ones we have upgraded, aren't they? Yes, we have some at full capacity as well. It's worth noting. Isolation, yeah, 90% I think we'll take as acceptable. Okay, so we should see this go to basically 100%. The access is a bit low, but I think that's just because of... I know the other thing was. Yes, okay. So we're going to finish making them happy here. Then we're going to finish doing a little bit of overhauling to the city centre, which will involve stripping out the last remains of the elfish infrastructure that we have going on down here, which will provide tons new space, which we'll probably put, yeah, some big physicians or something in. I should probably have a connection here as well, shouldn't I? Yeah, that would make sense. Let's cut a passage next to the, like just below the jail cells. Have a 3x3 road here. There's no need for that bit of wall either. And then we can have people connecting in as the town center, kind of center of gravity of the city, shifts a bit south. So, town center, and then it's time finally for a logistics overhaul. I need to simplify and also make more legible, if I may use the phrase that way, what systems we have in place to actually move stuff around. Because right now, it's all rather ad hoc. And I would like that to be changed. Okay, so this thing has it got its full trees? It does. This is producing 2,712 fruit per day, per year. 2,712 divided by 16 to give me the number of days. That's 170 a day. That should be way more than we need. Which means I can remove the old orchard down here. Good stuff. Okay, oh, and I did remove some benches here. The benches, by the way, part of the point of them is that they encourage people to be in a certain area on their off time, which means if I put a bunch of them around the nice area here, we can expect that the elves will spend more time right here, and right here is where the elves are most happy. So let's take a look at roundness. Not as round as it could be. Let's get some roundness emitters on the path towards the archery range, and then maybe all around the archery range, actually. Should we decide? Yeah, okay. We're using cross. Well, how do you define this differently to this? This is, I guess it's an X rather than a cross. They're both crosses. Anyway, we're going to use this as our elf roundness emitter, and this as our Cretonian roundness emitter. I like the idea that we're kind of stylizing it that way. And then we'll put them around this place and around the around this as well. Try and get these guys fully enveloped in roundness all the way to work. And here as well. You can't emit roundness very far. Stream temperatures. But we will see what we can do. Try and keep all our elves happy with their round surroundings. These require, I think they do require some janitorial upkeep, but very little. Okay, and there's some, yeah, already done here, but let's try and get it, just to cover as much of the woodcutting area as possible. Okay. Good stuff. And then another one maybe here. Now the Dundorians working in this area won't be thrilled, but that's okay. As itinerants, the Dundorians have to just live with the fact that they don't always get their way, basically. Janitor is not at full capacity. We have surplus housing. Some homeless Dundorians. What are you doing? Dundorian herder. Right, okay. So we do need to let in more elves just to man the jobs that we have right now, because there should not be any Dundorians working up here. Now, how you doing? Yeah, they could do with restaurants. Not least because when they need a restaurant, they're going to have to go all the way down here, which is going to put them in an area without roundness nor trees. So how much service do we need? Like, how big a restaurant should we be implementing here? I really don't know. Like, this thinks it can serve 140 people. It's the estimate of the number of rooms they can serve. Number of people, rather, they can serve. Now we're going to need, yeah, not that many tables to make this work. This should be wooden. Well, let's go with that then. Let's see how well that can cater to our lot. Can I fit it in like this? Not quite like that. Presumably means I can't do this and then this. Yeah. About... Yeah. A little awkward just because I'm trying to leave this gap again. I guess maybe I just can't, or I could put it somewhere slightly different. But no, I want to keep the Dundorian area down there. Ah, you know what though? I could do this. Yeah, expand it out a little bit around the torch. And I could potentially no. I could do this. But then I'm not going to be able to do this. But they're awkward shapes. Let's put the table in first. We know that we need 4 tables. We'll just have to make it wider. Then I could make it like this. I might be able to slot this in. No, just have to accept that it's going to be a little bit wider. That's fine. All right, so 2 workers, doors here and here. They're going to go and get food from the warehouse, which is fairly nearby. Go for it. But don't give it that corner. Put some flowers in there instead. Good stuff. We should upgrade this for when we inevitably have more water pumping going on in the future. Oh, we're out of paper. Okay. I have some Cretonian, some Dundorians for you, right? Yeah, quite a few. Okay. So how short of paper are we according to the game? We're not short of paper according to the game. Okay. Could I do a couple of tech upgrades? Thing is, I'm not expecting to increase my paper consumption in the immediate future. So, by the way, long-term planning, once we have the logistics sorted, then it's time to finally look further afield. Because once we have logistics, that means we'll be more sorted out. It'll be easier to handle if we had imports running. Maybe I should get even more carry capacity. What was I looking for? Paper. Yeah, give me a 15% paper production bonus. It's given us a kind of... Looks like it gave us a 20% bonus. Weren't we making 200 before? Let's see if we can hold with that. And now our wood stocks are rising, but the paper maker did just increase yet more. Do we have any free Telafis? We do have 11. Right, but you are just not producing because we're not getting the wood out of here fast enough. Right, I made a new transport for this, didn't I? You take the wood directly to here. Directly to the paper source. You are not working because the destinations room does not have crates available. So the problem is... Aren't you meant to be sending it to central storage? Or are you trying to send it to central storage? You are. It does have crates available. That's weird. Why wasn't it already taking them down there? We got any spare crates in central storage? Yeah, let's add another wood crate. This order is cyclic. Which order is cyclic? Is it a wood one? See, this is what becomes hard. This order is cyclic. Okay. You're trying to pull wood from central furniture. So you must be trying to pull wood from... No. You're trying to pull furniture. Oh, wait. Are you trying to pull furniture? No. It's not cyclic then. Weird. I am confused as to why it thinks this is a cyclic order. Like, it could be a cyclic order. But I mean, like, if I selected things differently. But, are we now getting some wood here? Even with 2 transports, it looks like it's not enough to keep this thing stocked of wood. Because it delivers it and then it just gets devoured. Okay. We might need even more transports. Or you know what? Yeah, let's invest in transport tech. Let's get all of it. It's gonna be expensive. Fully upgrade our logistics tech. We did invent universities, didn't we? I don't want to... Yeah, good. Okay. With transport tech fully upgraded, how much can they carry now? 120? Wow, that's a lot more. That's double. It was 60, wasn't it? That's a lot. If we look at this guy, can you see it as his carrying capacity? Maybe it just infects this. Maybe that was already 20 and it's just 60 on these smaller ones. Does carrying capacity not affect transports? Improve the ability of your haulers to move things more quickly. Interesting. So maybe we simply need yet more transports. This is elf wood 2. And I know these could be the same thing, but... Pool destination does not have any crates available of the selected resource. It does, though. It so does. Pull limit. Only pull when storage exceeds this. Is it because the crates are reserved? Like only one guy can pull from a crate at once? But they're also allowed to pick up off the ground, so they should be able to just take this wood. Which indeed they are doing. Now they do some organizing. And then off they go. But with 4 transports, that probably means you have to have 4 crates receiving. Let's add 2 more crates and see if they work more consistently. Because maybe one crate can only be targeted by 1 transport at once. What I'd like to see is all 4 transports moving simultaneously. There goes 1. Yeah, like why is that one already gone and back before this one's set off once? Okay, that was almost all 4 at once. And you're trying to pull from guard furniture. Oh, right. Sorry, 2 of these aren't going to paper, are they? You 2 are going to central storage. Right, yeah, okay. And central storage is presumably short wood as well. Yeah. Because guard furniture, amongst other things, is grabbing a bunch from it. We appear to be a little short on furniture as well. Ho-hum. Anyway, one thing we should check. Are the elves fully staffing our fruit orchards? Yes. Right? Is that what this is saying? 16 out of 16. Why does it say 19 under plebeians? Talapis. Isn't there a way to see this? Maybe if I go here? Like, why? Like, there aren't 9 cantors working in them. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to mean. But I can see, if I go here, yeah, no one's working in the farms. Nor the woodcutters, because they're not allowed to. Good. Plenty of them working in guard posts and warehouses and things. Janitors. Okay. Good. Sorry, the other way, easier way to tell is just, do we have spare tilapis? To which the answer is yes. So we have 10 spare tilapis right now. Which means these tilapis are trying to get fully trained, right? Yeah, and there's 100 of them, so we can go to 120 on that. First off, so a bunch of them will show up to get recruited. Or actually, are they going to go and recruit in training grounds like these? Yeah, they are. Because actually signing up happens at a training ground even if they're going to become archers, which is unfortunate. How far is the noise getting emitted here? They don't like noise. Oh, and this emits a bunch of noise. Do you dislike noise? I think you do, right? Yeah. Okay. That's annoying. We would rather... I mean, they're not going to like it while they're at work, so... Maybe they just get used to it. The only reason to go this far that way as an elf is to go here. So that noise is actually not a problem. This is, though. This is getting into some of their homes. So, yeah, I think we should rework the woodcutter. In that we cut... we cut a bunch of it at the top. Like this. Just to try and keep it a little further away from from there, and then extend it up a bit. Well, no, let's extend it like this, and then throw down some auxiliaries. Keep it full efficiency. And then, right, it needs a storage somewhere, and you can't put it on trees. Just put it wherever, literally wherever it'll fit. There is nowhere it will fit. This place is too dense a forest. Ah, it's annoying. I guess instead of some of these auxiliaries. There we go. Okay, then put some more auxiliaries somewhere else, because they're easier to fit. Okay, I build that, but also fell trees. Chop down all these trees. And then once that's done, I'm gonna renovate it again and expand it to include this area, but just for the storage. So the storage is nice and close to the transports. Wait for it. There we go. All right, now this gets renovated. We expand it to include this area. I'm hoping it doesn't send out noise, except when it's like actually where the trees are being cut. And we add a big internal storage. There. Okay. Let's see. These emit noise too, but that's okay, because that's just up in the Newtonian area. Okay, so it's still emitting noise, you know, a fair distance. Stop telling me about extreme temperatures. You know what? We're sorted. I'll just worry about it when I see exposure notifications. So yeah, now it's still getting up here, but this is an area they'd have to walk through to go to work anyway. So we'll accept it. Good. Okay, so that should give some noise improvement for them. Now the other thing is, this road shouldn't be... Like, if the Dundorians need access, they can take this road. Like, if they want to go from work here to living down here, this should be cobblestone. Because this is regularly used by the elves. This too. Are elves going down here? Why are elves regularly going down here? To attend the archery thing? They don't go in the center? I'm just going to keep my eyes here. It seems like they don't regularly come here. So I'm not sure why they were earlier. Yeah, okay. Not sure what that was. Anyway, yeah. Much more cobblestoned up now. Good. Should hopefully increase their road preference stats some. They'd love to be seeing some cannibalism, but others really hate it. So, not going to do that. They have sufficient bench access. We should actually try and make sure everyone has full bench access. There's no upgrading benches, are there? I have another couple watching the stage. Because there's no real reason for everyone to not have everyone with full bench access. Okay. So, the elves are at 100% happiness. They're thrilled by their services fulfillment. They're not getting fully satisfied by this restaurant. That surprises me. Oh, it's trying to serve. Is it because we have a food shortage in the area? They eat. We'll keep some bread up here. Because you don't have enough food? No, there's a reasonable amount of food here. Okay. Now, how is my new transport situation working? I want to see wood here and wood here. Yeah, paper is still not getting enough. Yeah, how do I work out the throughput? What happened? Accident? Probably. Yeah, just an accident. Not a big deal. Some insects may die. This is a price I'm willing to pay. Okay, so this needs... You can't overhaul these buildings, unfortunately. So I'll just remove it. Build it twice the size. With a highway connection. Put a highway connection all the way around. And there's no upgrades on these. Kind of surprises me. Should I have an extra person working here? Insufficient workers allocated? That seems unlikely. I have 3 Dundorians, don't I? Yeah, I do. But like, yeah, I guess I should auto-employ on these. Because, you know, only one person can carry stuff around at once. But I guess if there is free work available, that means you could do with people constantly topping things off. If that makes sense. This is paper wood. You know, you could do with more people filling the transports while others carry the wood away. And organizing and so on. It's gone down to 3, but it's at full employment, so I suspect it will go up again. Just keep paying attention to this. This wood place, it's kind of difficult to hover just over the wood place. I guess if I hovered here, that would work. No, because you have to hover over the room. It's still barely holding. It's up to 4 people now, though. It is holding, though. The wood count there is rising now. Up to... oh, no, back down to 0. It's struggling. It's struggling. Up to 100% workload, though, so it's going to employ another person. Damn, yeah. So there's those logistics carry capacity upgrades. It really does seem they only apply to logistic workers' personal carry capacity, which I suppose does still help the transports. It means they can load the transports faster. So that's something. 300, 400 wood. Okay, it's getting up there now. Good, which I hope means now that they can actually start producing paper at the rate that they're expecting. A drought. Yeah, just stop giving me alerts or anything. I don't feel like they add much. Do I still have a tiny clay mine here? No, that's right. We moved it down south. Workload is low on this. Seems like it's been consistently a little low. I think I'll leave it. I'll leave it as is, though. Okay, so this is up to 5 people, but now its workload is dropping. Because it's basically caught up, I guess, with the demands. But yeah, now this is full. How about you? Yeah, you're full too. Let's start doing that. Let's start auto-employing on all our transports. So that they get additional people to pack them as needed. Filthy worm, submit to our demands. I don't recognize your logo. Are you the other one? Yeah, so you're the one that we actually are a little more scared of. I can't see how big your army is. Oh, I can. You have 107 people. Yeah, I refuse. I'm not scared of you. Okay, yeah, so our transports should all be auto-employed. And we should notice that some of them are doing nothing. Like Pigerton Produce Meat is trying to send it to Mine South. The destination does not have the capacity to accept it. You're trying to send meat down here. It does have the capacity to accept it, it's just that it's full. And it is actively using workers to pull from Food Central. Which is kind of inefficient, but those workers do now have a decent carry capacity with all our upgrades. Like, you're one of them. You can carry what? Yeah, 14 bits. I assume it rounds down. That's pretty good. Like, that's substantial. These houses could do with upgrading just to make sure we have capacity here. Are you all full as well? No, this one. There's more room here. Although it's a retiree. I think retirees maybe can't share houses with other people. So let's upgrade them just in case. Make sure that we have people in the most ideal spots. Okay. Good. So our elves now are pretty happy. What did I decide they were missing? I mean, they're still not... Like, the restaurant load is full. But you are getting pretty much... Yeah, you're pretty satisfied about restaurants. I think that's okay. We could put a massage parlor up here, but then people from down south would just come and start looking at it. You don't have enough dread. What emits dread? Humidifiers do. But that's basically it. There are some walls and some floors, I think. Like the Dark Plaza provides 50% dread, but they don't like the Dark Plaza, so... Oh yeah, how does that look, by the way, over here? Oh, that's pretty spooky. That looks kind of cool, though. Maybe I will fully convert to Dark Plaza here. Though you walk slower on that, presumably. Yeah, 0% speed bonus versus 10%. So we should really keep fungus highways for areas where people habitually walk. Speaking of which, let's connect this up. Any other walkable areas not being fungused? Doesn't look like it. And how about up here? The different road, obviously, that we use, but looks like they're relatively happy sticking to the paths. It doesn't mean the paths are perfectly placed, bear in mind. Because they could be choosing to take the paths because it's faster given their bonus, but they would be able to go even faster if they went somewhere else. So yeah, here is it's one area where lots of people are walking. Let's highway that. And then we cobble the edges here. Highway there, because I think that's partly people taking it to and fro, dwarves taking it to and fro the warehouse. And yes, you are not working because this is not full of livestock. Which is fine. Probably just because it's decaying. Livestock decays pretty quickly. We're also just not making much livestock, which is fine. Yeah, so with 3 transporters on you two and just 1 on you, you're managing fairly well. And you, just 1 guy, never having to work. Why is that? Does Food Central not have any room for more veg? No. Okay. It's fine, I guess. Okay, so logistics. Where should our food logistics hub be? Here makes sense to me. Good connections into the city. Also, this should be a highway. Good connections into the city across this main bridge, which maybe we should expand even. This one should definitely be expanded. What is that? Oh, we put a bench there. Right, yeah. Cut that bench. Remove bench. Give me a highway connection across here. We'll need to slightly rework this. Thusly. Okay. Now, you wood transporter are completely redundant because you were for the old elfish area. And there are still some elves living down here, but just retirees and odd jobbers. Yes, which means if I remove them, that's fine. They'll just go and live in the new settlement. Why put wood, the food central storage across the way, by the way? Because it's closer to Pigerton produce. What we probably want to do, though, is then... Yeah. We should need to establish a better highway connection along the river. Which we can do. But I probably want to keep it a little closer to the center of the river. Stay in the deep water so that we're not wasting potential building area. Something like that. And then it needs to connect in here. The idea being, if this area gets super congested, I don't know how their pathfinding works. It probably doesn't factor congestion, but if that area gets super congested, they could come this way. And we should probably put another connection in there as well. And this needs designating maintain. Good. Okay. So I think it's decided. I'm going to put the main food storage areas here. It's fertile land, so it's wasteful of that, but we have a decent amount of water right now. And we're vastly overproducing on grain. So I don't mind cutting that. How about cotton? We are barely overproducing on cotton. Okay, so we need a new cotton farm, which I will fit up here, I think. Where's the warehouse? Is this warehouse meant to be serving all the way up here? No, sorry, that's a janitor. Tickerton Produce is serving all the way up there. It is a long way. Need to expand it a bit to make sure it really is. In that case, I think it's probably time to extend this canal a little. Oh no, because this area was low fertility. Yeah, so it should be up here, really. Or even... No, yeah, I think it should be here. No. I don't belong in your empire. I decline all offers. Well, I could just fit it here. Yeah, you know what? That works between, like, here and here. Which means maybe we stop fishing this far north. Now, we're producing a reasonable amount of fish around here. Maybe we shift that further south. Down here. Just to create space. And this can become the logistics hub. Because where I'm thinking for logistics hubs is food here. Goods here, maybe? We'll have to move, obviously, a bunch of stuff to make that happen, but... There's not really room for a good logistics hub here. Let's just work on food. One thing at a time. God, so many places, so many people making demands of me. Wonder why that is. Do they hate me? Why do they hate me? Probably because of... They feel threatened. Well, would they feel less threatened if I, you know, conquered them? Would that make them shut up? How's the wood supply, by the way? Nice. Good wood supply. It's just the paper production that's not quite keeping up. Anyway. Food storage, food logistics. Gotta get this done. We need to get this done for years. So, Tickerton Produce. The warehouse probably moves over here to be more central. And then we have transport from the warehouse to the central food warehouse. Which will be here. So, cut this grain farm. We have spare capacity. Now we need a new warehouse. And the warehouse should leave... Like, how do I want to lay this out? Let me build the transports first, maybe. Because the idea here is that this warehouse is going to have... Like, it will need at least three transports per food center. Which right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, that's a lot of... That's 18 transports. Like, that's a lot, if that's how we do it. So maybe we don't have transports serving the center, town center. Maybe they can just hop across to get the food required for things like this food stall. It's not that long a trip. So that's probably okay. Oh, it's dense, though. Like, it's used a lot, these food stalls. These markets under 100% load now? Yeah, nice. You see if those trees grew back around this, by the way. I'm curious. No, they didn't. Good. So yeah, these guys are working at full capacity. Excellent. It's tricky. It's tricky. I think we do... Well, you know what I can do easily? Hang on, is this your shrine? No, you have your own shrine. Okay. What we can do easily is move this a little bit south, thereby freeing up some space. But no, we should try and free up as much space here as possible. So this is 4 fishermen. A cut. Remove the road as well. We will build around that. This becomes a 3x3. I mean, a 3 wide. I keep calling 3 wide things 3x3s for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. We need 4 more fishermen. Because now we should have basically exactly 4 unemployed Almivas. Yeah, 5 as it happens. We already have them fishing over this side. Maybe we cut that as well. Because this is key town center space. But we have room down here now. Oh, but there's no deep sea spots. That's probably why I wasn't fishing this area to begin with. Okay, how about... God, there's so few around this area. Anyway, this will do it. That would be 7. It's a fairly long trek for them. Where's the connection? Here? Yeah. Should be fine. Yeah, just cut the size. I mean, we only need, what was it, 4 right now? So we'll just go with this. This seems fine. And then some storage. And some auxiliaries. That'll do. And then, yeah, bricked road that the elves so like walking on comes down here. Connects along there. Good. God, we're practically down into the insect town. Cool. So we don't actually need this connection anymore, do we? I'll leave it though, just because there might be some reason someone wants to walk through here. In which case, I suppose I should remove that water as well. Yeah, the mountain path. It looks cool, to be honest, whether or not we're using it. Just going to do that. Alright, so some extra fishing going on down here. Speed things up while that gets built. And we need to make sure that Fish South has the radius. The radius will improve once this road is built. To collect all the fish from down here. Which maybe means I should move it. Given that we've moved the fishing, the kind of northernmost extent of the fishing south. Yeah, we should. Let's copy this. Move it down here. And the fish south transport as well. Remove this one. We need to, yeah, the naming conventions, I'm still not certain what I want the naming conventions to be. This needs upgrading. Good. And yeah, they have a good connection to work. This is Fish South. Fish South. Yeah, maybe transports should share the name of the warehouse that they are servicing. How far does north does the fishing go? Here. Got to make sure that's included, and now it nicely includes this one as well. Good. Fish South, you pull fish from Fish South, shocker, and you take it up to, well, right now, Central Food. But obviously that will change. No homeless Almevans? No one trying to work too far from home? Good. Token of friendship. Nope. So we have more gems than we need right now. Is there something I was waiting to do with gems? I don't think so. I could turn them into, yeah, maybe a tiny bit of jewelry production so that I can get Arthuri shrines all the way upgraded. Would be a good idea. Where am I even storing my gems? I think I'm just keeping them all the way up here, aren't I? Yeah, because we only want one little box of them. What are the other ingredients in gems? In jewelry? Furniture and cut stone. Okay, so I'd have to have another box assigned to it. Oh, but that's just in the... Okay, it just needs metal. This one is... yeah, not successfully pulling stuff out of central storage. Oh, I never gave it somewhere to pull... Shouldn't it be pulling tools from central storage? It really should. And clothes, for that matter. This delivery mode is about to get busier. But that's a short-term problem. And from central food... Yeah, why do you not have any meat? Does central food not have any meat right now? It does. It's just an insanely long trip, basically, I guess. So, you know. But he's on auto-employ. Anyway, there's some food up here, and that's good enough. Because it's very, very small portion of our population up here working on gems. Jewelers would be good for the shrines. Stay on target, Christo. Stay on target. We need to make the delivery area work. Okay, so a new warehouse. Made out of the finest stone. To reflect its importance. And it has a series of these around it, but it needs room for big roads. So if we leave room for Maybe a 3x3. Like if I want to leave maybe at least a 3x3 vertical road next to it. Because I think this is going to be how the food gets transported down to the southern areas of the map. So yeah, let's leave a 3x3. And then I'm going to build... Yeah, so there's people accessing the warehouse directly here and on this side. So yeah, actually this should be... Let's just build them like this, and then I can adjust it as needed. Maybe... I'm trying to visualize how this is going to be long term. Right, yeah, sorry, and I already had this idea, didn't I? Move the shrine down here. And what's the plaza that fish most like? Is it a dark plaza? No? They don't like any plaza? They just love bricked roads. Alright. Fair play to them. Remove all that. Need more room to work with here. And then we'll cut this as well, actually. You guys, when needed, can access the north like that. Okay. Now, yeah, so I want the people to be able to get to the warehouse really easily. So I think I'll do this. So you come in there, and then you have access there, 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 there. And then you have... These don't need to be set back from the road, though. And then you have access in here to a big door. And then they continue down this side. Okay, yeah, I think that works. So, a grand warehouse. Befitting its mighty purpose. Extending all the way down. No, leaving a little bit of room for transports beneath it. The question is, does it need to be set back from transports? I suspect no. Like if I give each transport a door, I wonder if we can sustain that isolation-wise. I think if I remove some here, we might be able to... You can game isolation kind of by doing things like this. We should set it back. Why did the game just slow down? Good catch happened. And that is a game slowdown event, I guess. I think we should set it one tile back from the transports. Like so, and then... Yeah, and there should be a path between the transports and the warehouse. The warehouse doesn't need to be staggeringly big. It's just going to have a lot of transports associated with it, basically. So it's going to have... People are going to want to come in from town here. Transports are going to need to go and grab goods. We'll let them in at the top. Transports need to come in... Sorry. Goods coming in from the top here. Maybe we can get away with just one by one doors. There's not that many transports north of it. And then transport access down the sides. And then people are going to be transporting from the bottom as well. That gets the isolation back up to 100. The door here. Doors are... I don't know if it's just me. The doors are hard to see in this mode. Like that being different to that. They look... mighty similar. Maybe we don't need the double doors, man. I don't know. It feels like we kind of should have double doors, though, doesn't it? Like it's a big building here. Let's do something like that. Then, if I need a bit more isolation, I'll do that. Okay. Now, in terms of the crates, again, it's important that we allow good pathing. So something like that, maybe, with gaps between them. Would work well. And then likewise a gap here. so that people can get in and around as needed. I think that works well. And upgraded, this thing will be able to store a staggering amount of food. Now, can I get any more doors in? I'd like 100 isolation. I think this works. Maybe I should set it further away from the transport so that they have more room. Not sure. Let's go with this for now. We may overhaul it yet again. And we're going to need more room here. So, copy this. And rebuild it down here. And then cobble the area so they stay... Sorry, brick the area, rather. So they stay thrilled with life. And we're going to need a highway all the way down here. All the way across and down here. All the way across here. Connecting into this area. And then connecting in here as well. Okay. And then the idea is that this highway... Yeah, we may need to replace this cobblestone road. We're not going to... Not many Almevas actually use this highway, do they? So this becomes the main north-south kind of food highway, rather than it being people going over this way instead. But maybe I should just connect it into the river highway, and then they could take the river highway down. What's going on here? I guess this is a... There used to be more buildings in this area. Let's just cut all this. And yeah, the main north-south food highway becomes this. Which... Where's a gap? Oh, there are no gaps until all the way down here. Okay. Is there any deep sea spots down here? No. Okay, so we can safely cut a bunch of this. Taking it down one fissure. That's fine. Okay, so the main north-south food highway is then this, which runs all the way down here, and then breaks just a little bit left before connecting down into the river highway, which I will allow a little kind of strange, not quite in the center of the river bit here, in order to keep the route a little bit more efficient. Okay. Looking good. Okay, and then obviously this becomes just transport city. Do we need gaps between transports? I don't know. We're not going to have them, though. And then this, once this is built... None of these transports need employees, by the way. Will auto-employ ever drop it to 0 people? I don't know that. Ooh, our cloth is having a bit of an issue. Just slightly. Do I have any weaver capacity available? I do. We can easily increase cotton production if need be. Give me 2 more weavers for now. We'll keep an eye on things. Looks like paper is just holding. Obviously, cutstone is being used quite rapidly, but that's just because of all of the highway building we're doing. Yeah. So these guys, won't be thrilled about the fact that they're sometimes on highways rather than their lovely bricked roads, but it's a price I am willing to pay. Now this, yes, it's already upgraded. Good. It's not employing a plumber. Am I out of Dundorians again? I am. Okay, we can actually cut these now. Yeah, you know what I should be doing? I should be building these in planning mode, shouldn't I? Because they're... Right, I don't want them employing all these Dundorians. Now we have some free. Good, and this warehouse hasn't copied the grab orders. So you were just grabbing from central storage and central food, right? Yeah. You go ahead and do the same. Auto-employ. Remove that. Good. Which gives me more room to work with here. Now, if we enter planning mode... Always important to not forget that you're in planning mode, otherwise you'll start wondering why the heck nothing's being built. Now we can build stuff like this. So, probably like this. And then leaving a gap there works relatively well. Yeah, transport's only being able to move one good is it's a serious limitation. I mean, it's meant to be, obviously. But that is a pretty decent transport area that we've managed to make room for here. If we leave a little gap like that, we can have highways like this, and then this whole area is highway. And this. And ideally this torch shifts down here. So this can be highway to serve these areas. Okay, and that becomes our food distribution system. For now, I think this is probably going to be enough transports, especially if we're accepting that we just have a small warehouse over here, which is pulling the needed food for the town center. We probably move the small warehouse. We don't need this fish warehouse anymore. We can just have fish south going straight to here, so we can transform that into the local town center food stall area. Okay, this seems good. What I will do is I will turn off planning mode. Then you can use activate job, don't you? So we don't need this many to start with. I think the easier way to activate them might just be to delete, but yeah, activate the road plans I made and that torch. Yeah, and then just remove these plans. We can just build them as needed going forwards from now. Okay, so first off, we need, this is now central food warehouse. Okay. So as we switch over, what are we doing here? Now, Pickerton Produce, did you have a food warehouse? Yeah, Pickerton Supplies here. Why don't you have any tools? Yeah, tools? No. Pulling central storage, you're just not told to pull tools. Okay, you should be pulling tools for central storage. We need them in all of these things. Okay. So. Transports. Now, I think one transport per food stuff, it seems like it'll be enough. Let's rock with it and find out. So right now, down here, we're trying to push 3 foodstuffs. Fish, meat, bread. And over here, we're trying to push 3 foodstuffs. Fish, meat, bread. Oh no, we're not taking bread here? Ah, sorry, we're taking it to here, aren't we, at the moment? Yeah, well, we'll probably change that. Because the Dundorians in this area are already going to the central food stall to eat anyway. So, and then up here, we're trying to move just fish and meat and vegetables. Don't Dundorians like fish? They do, so we should really have fish here as well. Now, you're full of wood. Is that because we have maxed out all of our wood storage? Not quite, but this one is close enough to full. This one is close enough to full. And this guard furniture is the one that's not. Even though it's auto-employing and fetching wood from central storage. So why are you not just employing more Dundorians? If you're unable to keep yourself full. The workload is 100%. I guess it's managing to keep it somewhat full. Anyway, the point is, it's not a problem that this has 150 wood. We could have less woodcutters employed here, actually. Which we should do, because there's no point wasting them. What was I thinking? Yes, so the food that's coming up here should include fish, really. To keep the local Dundorians happy. Oh, there aren't many Dundorians up here? No. Far out Dundorians can survive on bread alone. I don't want to have to add an extra transport per extra Dundorian outpost we have. They say man cannot live on bread alone. Dwarves can. So we'll leave that. So, what do we need for that? Let's assume that we can do this with 1 transport per good. We'll have this. So that's the southern area. 1, 2, 3. That's the western mine. 1, 2. That's the elfish area. And then up here, you just need breadfish meat again. And how many? So you're employing 4 people, so we'll be able to cut that down dramatically, which is good. So yeah, you need 3 for that. 1, 2, 3. And then this southern area. Did I in fact count for this already? I don't think I did. This again is 3 breadfish meat. 1, 2. Oops. 2, 3. Okay. This will require a bunch of Dundorians, so we'll have to let more in. But that's okay. Now, all of these are going to auto-employ. And we need a naming convention specifically for food transports. Because otherwise this is going to become entirely unworkable. So, this is... this is going to be... what's the name of the mine? Mine Central? No, we only have one. We have multiple mines now. This is Mine East. Mine East. West, not East. This is Mine West. And you don't need... You need... If we just add furniture here, then this can stop existing. Which will save 1 job. And then we add fish here. No, there's already fish here, sorry. We add bread here. Remove that. Good. We're trying to be efficient. We're trying not to add too many people. Okay, so this is Mine East. Because yeah, I'm conflicted on do we name it after the place where it's from or the place where it's going. We should name it the place where it's going, I think. So this is Mine East bread. Mine East. Can you copy paste in here? Can't Control A. I can double click. Control C, Control V? No. Shame. Mine East fish. Mine East. What did I do already? Meat. Okay. Now everyone pulls from here. In fact, now that I have one that's pulling from there, can I copy it? And have the next one already start pulling from there? That would be good for the number of clicks that I have to do. So I would appreciate it. Is our cloth fabric situation stabilized? We can look at while this is building. Yes. Good. No. Shame. Okay. So, Mine East meat, fish, bread. You're going from there, there. All right. Bread. Fish. Meat. Destination? Oh yeah, and also, let's set some of these. This will be handy. Hotspot is right there, and I can name them, right? Yeah, this is mine. ME. Mine East. This is here. This is Elves North. This is Mine North. This is Mine South. Oh, and it puts them on the map. Interesting. I don't really love how that looks because we haven't given them proper names because only a very small amount of the name can show up here. But and then does 1 take me to Mine North? No. I thought I could set hotkeys on these. It's a hotkey that can even can I hover here and go Control H? No. It just means you can click on them. Oh, but that opens the thing. Do I need to click on it and then Control 1 and then hit 1? No. Do I need to set them in key settings? Minimap sensor rotates. No. If I click anything else, that goes away. So I could just ignore the fact that it pops this up each time. What does it need? They need orders. Like if... Because they're all showing... No, they are showing as order 2. So 2 should work. Control 2. Shift 2. Alt 2. Alt 1. Nope. Okay, never mind. Right, but now we have a Mine East thing I can click here quite easily, which is good. So you... Going to here... And then I should have one for Central food, I guess. SF, central food. Should be at the top of the list. Okay, so you have your destination. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. You you shouldn't need to auto-employ, now I think about it. You shouldn't need any employees. Everything's going to come in by transport and go out by transport. Interesting. Anyway, you are going to mine east. Go back to central food. Is this easier than just zooming in and out the map? I'm not convinced that it is. Yeah, that seems harder, to be honest. This is Elf North. No, sorry, Elf North had a different name, didn't it? What were we calling the Elf North? It was Elf Town, wasn't it? Elf Town. What do we need up here? Bread. Elf Town. Fish. No, they don't need fish. Fruit. Elf. And they shouldn't need meat either. Actually, they shouldn't need fruit either. Now I think about it. They just need bread. Because they produce fruit and meat locally. And so there's always bread here, which means if we have a shortage of meat or fruit, there should always be something to eat. Because bread is one of our kind of backup foods. Okay, that works. Did I ever upgrade this, by the way? I did, good. You can't upgrade guard posts, can you? No. Okay, that makes sense. That means we can simplify the numbers here a little. That's good. Okay, so you are taking bread up to Elftown. You are mine north bread. And mine north does need all of it. Mine north fish for the insects and the local Dundorians. Mine north meat. Good stuff. You should all be pulling from here. Your bread, your fish, your meat, your bread. Pulling from here. Good. Oh, they're also allowed to pick up off the ground. I think that's okay. Shouldn't make much difference, I don't think. Elftown bread, I did give a destination, didn't I? Yeah. You go to here. We may expand our gem mining operation in the fullness of time. We really shouldn't. Really, like it would be much more effective if we. I would like these to be pulling from the right place, like in the right slot. Push here. We should get gem mining from other sources, but for now it's just about it's partly just about good habits in terms of having this nice centralized storage system. Okay, so that's mine north set. Now I need mine south meat. Mine south fish. Mine south bread. And obviously this is taking a while to set up now, but it means that we have a very repeatable and expandable, scalable setup, which will allow us, I think, to set up new outposts and scale the size of those outposts much more easily. And Mine South does have an ore mine, so in the fullness of time, this coal mine, this ore mine will both be exploited, and we'll need supply chains to manage that. Take the fish. Mine South. Take the bread. To Mine South. Good. Okay, where else? Is that it? Did I do Mine East already? Yeah, Mine East. Have I called them East? I did call them East, because I called this Mine East, but this is Mine West. Mine West. You are West. You don't need to hit enter, do you? It just automatically updates. Good. West. That will be really confusing if I don't take the time to update it. West. There we go. Okay. So then there's Elftown bread, but Elftown is otherwise self-sufficient on food. Mine north bread, fish, and meat. Mine south, meat, fish, and bread. And then, I mean, there's also Almivas bread, because there are some Dundorians living around here. Not many. Well, actually, I mean, a reasonable number are living down here. So, Almivas South, which deserves its, you know, a tag. This is Almivas South. This is Almivas South. Probably misspelled their name, but that's okay. Bread. Takes it all the way down here. Good. There's also this little warehouse here for Almivas food, but they're living so close to central food. I'm just going to let them take it from central food. So remove that pull order, and then remove the fish. Well, actually, no, you know what? Yeah, just take it from central food and bring it down here. I mean, the food store is actually closer to the warehouse now. So yeah, sure. Remove that. Don't store specific food for the Almivas living here. You can just grab it from right there. I mean, it's this distance. It's fine. This place could do with some lighting. I will sacrifice a little bit of space to make that happen. I'll cut this tree, replace it with a torch. Because we'll have a lot of Dundorians living around here. Or not living, sorry, but working around here. Should probably put it a little further south, actually, so there's easier access. It does leave me with a 1x1. Not as many people have to go down this road here, so let's put that there. They also have this road for access. Okay. Okay, so these are all transporting stuff. Almivas South is bread. Obviously, Almivas South has its own fish supply, so I'm not concerned about the fish. Also, they eat. Oh, we're not sending any bread to Almivas South right now. We should be, but we are also sending fruit. So let's get that set. There we go. Okay. Good. Now I think it's time to switch this over. So Food Central goes away. I'll probably rebuild something similar in its place, but for right now, it's gone. Now, Pigerton Produce. You are transporting stuff a very short distance, but you will be transporting a fair amount of stuff. You are pushing to here. And you are now formally accepting goods. I will upgrade it twice so that it looks like the dignified warehouse that it deserves to be. To start with, just 2,000 of each. Yeah, foods rather, we actually produce. Okay. Now, you from up here, elf meat, needs to be going here. And then elf fruit also needs to be going here. Now, both of those need limiting. No, we don't want them limited. They should send it there whenever they can. Yes, which is indeed what they're doing. No, they're not. Okay, yeah. Pull whenever and pull whenever. So as soon as there's any fruit or meat here, it should get pushed south. Maybe that's not... No, that's not true of meat, is it? Not meat. Meat, leave some here. Because I think there's often not going to be enough meat being produced by the local elfish meat farm. Pigerton Produce is going to outstrip them on meat production. Okay. Okay, this should be... We're naming them based on where they're going. Central Wood. Okay, yeah, so elfish fruit and elfish meat. Again, I'm not applying that standard here, but never mind. The elfish fruit and elfish meat is being sent down, but on the meat side, only when there's enough. It's taking the fruit as fast as it can, because fruit is needed in lots of different areas. Now, the Pigerton Produce transports I think we move Brigaton produce east. And then this becomes a highway to accommodate it. Probably. Yeah. What's going on just here? Is that a culvert? Yeah. Okay, so this becomes a highway. And Pigerton Produce's main warehouse is copied and moved over here, because we're going to be increasingly farming up this area and ranching down this area. So put that here and leave room for some transports on the left. We shouldn't need many transports here, but we'll leave, yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then also a road 2 wide. Transports are 4 wide. Okay, a road 1 wide, that's fine. Grain is successfully getting out of Pigerton Produce over to bread fast enough, right? I think so. Looks like it. Okay, so one transport seems to be enough for now then. So transport for grain, a transport for their meat, a transport for their cotton. Now this does mean the cotton is going to be pulled over here and then transported over there, but that's just the way of the world. It's fine. We'll reuse this area for something. Maybe more farming, now I think about it, yeah. But this is future-proofing, because we're going to be building more over in that direction. You got 10 people employed at this janitor? With low workload? You should drop that. Oh yeah, so it's just cotton. All Pigerton Produce is producing is meat, cotton, and grain. No, opiate as well. Okay. Well, let's get an opiate one established. Anything else? I mean, there's also the livestock, I guess. But we're never managing to fill up on livestock. Even we are making some. Okay, no, never mind. We are actually filling up enough to export some, but yeah, we don't need to export the livestock anywhere. Well, maybe we should have some livestock in central storage actually. Yeah, let's have some livestock in central storage so that it's closer to where a bunch of transports are operating. Okay, so a livestock transport as well. Good. And then the janitor can probably move as well to create some room here. So yeah, we've got 10 janitors working here with 100% workload right now. Okay, so we really do need them. We'll try and fit that here into the back of this area nicely. So 2 full janitor stations. Then the required utilities will need a bit more space. There we go. Put an extra one in just to fill the space. Door there. Door into the warehouse as well for when you need goods. Connect all this up with a highway. Okay. Good. Now we let that get built, and then I can change up the Pigerton Produce. But while that's being built, the food getting to here now. There's no bread getting here, because previously it was just grabbing it straight from the bread warehouse. Okay, so central bread. Where were you going? Mine south? Okay, no longer. Now, I'd like to fit a little transport. I mean, it kind of fit not too badly here. Let's put a transport there. You're no longer needed. And you were taking fish to the south, right? Yeah, also no longer needed. All the more space we can free up in the center of town is very valuable. Now, is fish getting here? It should be being transported from here. Good. And this fish doesn't need to be here anymore because this warehouse is handling fish collection all the way up here. It's actually not, though. Struggling to reach this area. Unless I really extend it like that. Okay. That works. It's kind of awkward with the fish being transported from here to down there to back up here. But this fish isn't long for this world anyway. Remove that warehouse. And this is allowed to pick up off the ground as well, so... Maybe I will enable the picking up off the ground behavior of this warehouse, actually. Yeah, I think I will. Okay, so the fish is now being sent from here up to here. And then from here, it's being distributed. Now, that is inefficient, again, because it's going up here, and then one of the places it's going is down here. But for the simplicity of our warehouse layout, I think this is worth it. Now, get this transport built. Food stored days is dropping just because all this stuff is out in the open. But this will fill up as time goes. Okay, so this is bread central, and it's pulling from the bread warehouse and it's taking it over there. And it's auto employing. Good. And that's going to have its work cut out. So we're making... Yeah, that's not even close to enough, is it? Now I think about it. We're going to need multiple transports. Hang on, did I just see a second cart spawn? I don't think I did. It's got 2 workers, one to fill it, and one to move the cart. That's right, isn't it? And then as soon as the cart arrives... Okay, the cart vanishes on arrival and then reappears back here. That's how that works. Okay. But yeah, that is not going to be enough to keep central food full of bread. How do I resolve that? I move this market and add more transports in this spot. That works. Move the market down into the center. Remove that. And remove the fancy floor that went with it. And then extend this fancy flooring a bit here and stagger its departure. Good. Yeah, we need a lot of bread being moved around here, so let's go to 3 transports tucked in there. Highway it up so they have good access. Good. And then also, this does look a little janky. Can I put stone walls here? No, you can't put stone walls over mountains, that's right. Ah, this is going to be a rounded edge now, isn't it? Damn it. Let's see. Or is it? Maybe it isn't. I'm surprised that that isn't a roundness edge now. Huh. Not sure why it isn't, but... Anyway, get this all built up, and we'll see if we need 4. Because we might. This is bread again. I'm just going to... Yeah, is it problem living 2 with the same name? Warehouses, yes, but maybe transports, no? So let's see. How much work will it take to keep this empty? They're not at full workload anymore. And they are succeeding in keeping it empty. Good, which means I can remove this one. Could use that space for a pillar. I'm not getting much ore right now, but... Or AWE to be clear. Yeah, okay. Bread is now fully being kept empty. Which is good. So now bread central should be filling up on bread. Yes, indeed it is. Good. Put more boxes in here. I'm less worried about my wealth than I was. Ooh, as soon as I say that. Our security is actually dipping. Okay, that's a problem. Let's get some more people recruited into our divisions. And how many people are currently training? 10? Do I have any free tilapis? Yeah, I have 16 free. We don't need any free tilapis. We'll temporarily have a problem because too many of my Dundorians are currently recruiting into armies, but they should do it relatively quickly. I should have done it more staggered though. We need to always maintain some free people. Fruit orchard, mealworm infection. Damn. Now we have 10 free Dundorians. Okay. Up this again by 10. Okay, we have more Garthimries as well now. Do I have any free Garthimries right now? Yeah, 10 of them. They are getting actual training in this division, right? Ah, not as much as this one. Okay. But yeah, we could afford to add another 10 here. just wait for them to get recruited, and then we'll put a few more in. And some of these transports aren't needed yet. So where would you be transporting? I guess the food that's being used by this food stall and these restaurants and things. I guess I'll move this food stall south a bit. I could do with, yeah, a bit more of a foodie district. I'm unsure. Let's keep this area. The town centre gets paved. That's one rule we're going to go by. Yeah, our wealth is growing. We have 3.5. That's where you see it. We have 3.5 million worth of resources right now. But yes, as more people get recruited, we should be able to bring that back to a good shape. We'll let them do their recruiting. And yes, so the Talapis, yeah, very few free Talapis right now. They love being trained as well, so that's it's going to help with their happiness. Where does it come under? Occupation? Environment? Yeah, environment. Right now they're at 48% average melee training, I think. It's pretty good. But yeah, they can... As long as we can have some of them kind of cycling in and out of training and doing other things, that seems good to me. Okay, yeah, more and more people coming in here. Some free Dundorians? Not yet. I'm reluctant to let more people in, but... Okay, so this place is now it's got all the resources it needs. So let's check this out. Elftown bread. Bread is not being accepted here. Right, my bad. There should be bread here for the local Dundorians. Let's check each of these are working. Mine West bread. I added it, didn't I? Yes, good. It's just that it happens to be full right now. That's fine. Okay, Mine West bread, Mine West fish, and Mine West meat. Those are all just full. Meat not accepted by destination room. I think it just means because it's full. Yes, it just means because it's full. Okay. Elftown bread does not have... The destination room does not have any crates available of the selected resources. Elftown bread. Does, though. Maybe it's just... Maybe it hasn't, you know... reconfigured. Go here. Destination room does not need crates. Do you mean destination room or do you mean pull room? But this also has bread in it. Let's wait and see if that goes. Mine North bread. Resources cannot be accepted, presumably just because it's full. Yes, it's full. Good. And the auto-employ on this has dropped down to one person because it's having its food supplied. So that one is fully supplied on food. Perfect. Which means these two are working. Yep, good. So then Mine South, meat fish bread. Mine South, meat fish bread, all full. Amazing. Amiva South, fruit and bread. Maybe I haven't put bread in this one either. No, I have. Room to pull from is invalid. Yes, so you're trying to pull from places that don't exist. Stop doing that. Just pull from central storage. The gear that you need. And then, why is the bread not being sent down? Ah, you are not set. Mine South. Bread's not going just because it's busy. You're full on the other two. Yes? Yes, pretty much full anyway. Okay, yeah, this one is going now, I think. Good, so you... If I speed up time, you should start. What are you doing? You're organizing. There we go. Yes. There you're going. Mine West bread isn't needed. My North bread isn't needed. Elftown bread is also... He's fetching right now. Yeah. So he's going and he'll take that off North. Excellent. Okay, so that's all of those established. Now, I thought I needed two more, but that's because of the two we needed up here. So that is Food Central sorted. That's been a long time coming. Now, the only place now that doesn't have designated kind of food setup is the town centre. which should probably become this, right? This should become the town center warehouse. Who is living in the town center? Humans and Dundorians, predominantly. So meat, fish, and bread. Do you not like bread? Sorry, bread, fish, meat. Bread, fish, meat are the 3 foods that are currently being consumed in the town center. Bread, fish, meat. Now the question is, do I just let this fetch? It's already got a bunch of things it should be pulling from. Ah, you're still pulling from Fruitwood Ranch to try and get your stuff. That's not relevant anymore. Fruitwood Ranch shouldn't even exist anymore. I didn't realize I hadn't finished tearing this stuff down. Yeah, you should not exist. The elves, you should not exist either. Doing my best Joseph Anderson impression. All right, we got out. Don't need these benches down here. Yeah, this is no longer. I mean, we'll put some of this stuff back, but this should no longer be around this area. This should no longer have any of this. There we go. Okay, and you shouldn't have this roundness emitter either. Good. Which means now, maybe I do just accept that it's such a short distance. Maybe I just have people pull from here. But no, because it's still workforce inefficient. So you know what? We'll do it. Central bread. Pull from here, push to here. Bread. And then after these 4 are done, central fish. Pull from here to here. Fish. Well, actually, it's not more efficient if one person could handle it. But I very much doubt one person could handle moving the food required to feed like almost 1,000 people now. Central meat. Pull from here. Push to here. Meat. Isn't that it? Meat, fish. Who else? What else do you want to eat? Fish, bread, meat. Fish, bread, meat. Yeah, okay, sorry, so I don't need this many. Central meat, central fish, central bread. Okay. So now you should be staying stocked up on those. Good, so we don't need this one for now. Well, we'll rebuild it in time, but I'm sure we'll need more. All right, there we go. Look at that food distribution system. Love it. Okay, now this is now Piggeton Produce, whose strange name survives my my ire. It doesn't gather from anywhere. It just has sufficient radius. Like it doesn't pull from anywhere. Rather, it just has sufficient radius to cover this whole area. And it has transports. This is Piggeton grain. Piggeton meat. Piggeton cotton. Cotton is spelled with an N. Cotton. Piggeton opium. Opium. How do you spell opium? Opiate here. Piggeton opiate. Piggeton livestock. Okay, so it's livestock, opiate, cotton, meat, grain. Should all be auto-employing. Okay, and then the grain, well, they all pull from here. Let's get that set. Good, and they all, well, no, sorry. Produce gets pushed to central storage, which again, another thing that we need to change is how central storage works, but this goes to central storage. That's the next step of the overhaul. Piggeton cotton goes to straight to where it's needed, which is here. Now, I'm not sure that one person doing that cotton delivery is going to be enough. Piggeton meat goes to food central. Piggeton grain goes to here. Again, not sure one transport's going to be enough for that, but we'll find out. This janitor is auto-employing, and now which means these are going to be removed. And how this area works will be reorganized. Because right now the meat going north, let's watch. What route do these guys take when they want to go north? Probably in here and up, but ideally they would take this road, which is not built yet. The jobs are claimed, but they're not being done. Maybe just because we don't have enough free labor right now. Should have a lot of people, 20 more Dundorians available. Let's have them go join the army. Okay, so Pigden produce is set back up. It's fetching from the right area. Its stuff is being shipped out. Okay, so now let time run. I very much suspect that will not be enough grain transport. Because previously, was this also fetching manually? No, it wasn't, I don't think. But yeah, no grain here, despite 2,000 here. So, difficult to scale up the way I've designed this, unfortunately. The pool resource doesn't match the set of resources. Oh yeah, you need to store opiates. Which are being produced up here, so makes sense. And Pigerton supplies are also not being fed by this, are they? So what do you need? Just bread and veg? Because there's not many Dundorians living up there. Bread and veg. But really, I could have you just pull them. Oh no, you don't eat meat. You really don't produce meat? You're so good at making it. Huh. Okay, so this is Pigerton fruit. Pulls from here. Pushes up here. Fruit. Pigerton bread. Pulls from here. Pushes up here. Bread. Auto-employ. And auto-employ. Good. So yeah, you are not going to be able to keep up with demand. How much do we need? Well, we found that 2 people can export their bread a relatively similar distance. Okay, that's worth knowing. Which means that... And what's the ratio? It's 1 to 1. So probably just 2 transports would be enough. Okay, it's not ideal, but right now, just give me another transport right here. And then we'll extend this highway down like this so we can have more transports here. I really wish you could copy transport settings. That would be a nice quality of life update. I should suggest it. Pull from here. Push to here. Auto-employ grain. We need to make sure that our grain setup is working. It's important, obviously. This place should really have fish, shouldn't it? For the local Dundorians. Let's not skimp on that. Have some fish. Dundorians, you don't eat meat? Oh, I mean, you can, but you don't like to. Okay, you are Pigerton fish. Pull from here. Push up here. Fish. Now that we know how to do that, like we know we have a system, it's fast. Okay, so how's the grain? Trending up? Yes. Good. Narrowly? Narrowly, but it's holding. Okay. Good. We are now also slightly overproducing paper. Not by much. That's okay. Okay, 35 days of food stored. Still got some free Garthimries. This is only... No, this is 120. That's the right number. No, sorry, there's more Garthimries than that now. Maybe we should... Yeah, we should accept... Like Garthimri... These divisions should be either real divisions or not real divisions. And the not real divisions are just like... We need some people... Whoops. We need some people... soldiering. And some people who aren't proper soldiers. But this one can actually get disbanded. And this is a real division. Sorry, this is a real division with like properly trained insects. And this is not. Still got some free guard thermies with that breakdown. Good. Yeah, so these guys aren't trained. We could arm them a little bit. Like they should have, ideally, you know, a little armed, a little gear. You as well. We have enough stuff to do that, so. But these are like militia, basically. These are deterrent. These are the effective fighting force. Okay, and you are still auto-employing, so you should be going out to gather this stuff. And you are auto-employing and actually doing a fair amount of work with your deliverymen. What are you doing with your deliverymen? That is curious. Where are you pulling bread from? Slow it down. What are you up to? Watching a performance. Waiting for work. Storing goods. What are you storing? Fish? Fish? You're just getting the fish from these local areas. Okay. That's not a problem. It resolves the issue of this fish warehouse being a bit inefficient. So I think that's okay. And yeah, many of these guys are going to stand idle a fair amount of the time. But I still think it's worth doing. Okay, so this, yeah, so there's food that's close and local to these guys. This is actually bigger than it needs to be. With only 2 transporters working here. Yeah, let's cut that. Shrink its size down. So we could maybe put like a torch up here instead. Don't want to be wasting space. Space is an absolute premium. This is bread. Pulls from here. Pushes to here. Bread. Good. Okay. Alright. I will call it a part there then. Thank you so much for watching. We had a very successful episode, in my opinion. The elves are loving life of 100% happiness. They're thrilled with the roundness. They're thrilled with the harmony, the lack of noise. They love that there's enough people in the army for them right now. The archery training is only getting better. All in all, pretty good. Your shrine, you're not as happy about your shrine as you could be. That's interesting. Quality shrine. Oh, of course, because you're not all actually that religion. You have got some Arthurians and stuff. Maybe I add an Arthurian shrine up here as well. I think we are going to end up using temples to try and convert everyone, such that we end up with just Arthurians and Crators. Because your submission is only useful for slaves. And then Slamorism is mostly useful for fighting. Maybe I do try and keep my insects Slamor dudes, but because they're useful for fighting. But I mean, in the fullness of time, I'm expecting to be using recruited armies from overseas for fighting anyway. So maybe I'd rather have them be Arthurians. It doesn't really help them with anything they do. Like, there's no religion that helps with mining. But anyway, good episode. These guys are pretty set. Oh, they're not getting the clothes they should. Why is that? Central storage has clothes. They're not that many. Anyway, that's a problem for next time. So next episode, I want to take a pause from doing logistics, I think. So what we're going to do is rework the town center a bit, basically using all this space to have a bunch of town center big services. We'll have a new fighting pit, all that kind of thing. I might even move the court into the town center, public justice and all that. Maybe some bathhouses along the coast. Lots of good stuff. And then after that, we will redo main manufacturing, transport, and logistics, which maybe we operate from in the mountain. Curious. The other option, I think, is here might be a good spot for it. Just off the town center, but still quite close to the heart of the city. But until next time, thanks so much for watching. See you then. Bye-bye.